early decision is an application option offered by many institutions that enables the student to declare her true love for that school. True love, I mean, you take me, I'm going to come because there's many other place that I want to be. So colleges find that the early decision opportunity enables them to get an early sense of how their classes are coming together. Students commit to an early decision application, usually in late October or early November of the senior year, and they're asking the admission office to look at their credentials and give them feedback ahead of the rest of the game. So if you're a successful early decision candidate, you know that you're going to be enrolled at a particular college probably before the end of the calendar year. And for the institution, that means the more early decision students who come in, the fewer students they need to admit in regular decision. And then there are a lot of yield implications there. But just I would point out that when a college is admitting students in early decision, in order to enroll one student in early decision, because it's a commitment, they only have to accept one. You accept one to get one. But in the regular admission process, in order to get one student, they often have to admit at least 5, maybe 6 or 7 to get one. So for every additional early decision student who is accepted and enrolled, an institution can reduce by 5 or 6 or 7 the number of students who are accepted in regular admission, which frankly enables them to become more selective. They like that. They like to say to the world, we're not admitting that many students. Again, that implication is the harder it is to get in, the better we are, which is really bad logic.
So it sounds like early decision might give students an advantage in the admission process. Is that right?
Well, it is. Statistically, students who apply early decision are admitted at a higher rate by about 20 to 25% than are the regular decision candidates at most institutions. That's largely because the admission committee is looking at an early decision candidate and asking this question. If we were to consider her for admission as a regular decision candidate, do we think we might take her later? And if we think we might take her later, we'll take her early decision. So in early decision, they're willing to bend the expectations down and create a stronger opportunity, stronger probability of admission for the student in early decision. Certainly much more so than they would do in the regular admission process. So, statistically and logically, there's an advantage to applying early decision.
If that's the case, why wouldn't every student apply early decision somewhere?
Well, that's the rub, because when you apply early decision, you're committing yourself to enroll. And a lot of times students have to be careful not to use early decision as a strategic maneuver to get in, simply to get into a place that is highly selective. You get in, then all of a sudden you're there, whether or not you want to be there or not. So one of the things that I encourage students to do is test the love. If this is a matter of finding your true love, test the love. Before you apply early decision, spend as much time as you can with that school. Maybe, and assuming you have an opportunity, and right now you may not, to visit the campus, attend classes, stay overnight, that kind of thing in a normal day, do that. And how do you feel as a result of that sort of immersive experience? Then do the same thing with your second choice school. And if you find that you come out of that second visit with the second choice school feeling like, well, I like certain things about college A and certain things about college B, your resolve is not strong enough. You're not ready to commit to early decision. With early decision, there can not be any contingent factors that allow you to back out. You're making the commitment, and that's why a lot of students, especially students who may need financial assistance, need to avoid early decision at most schools because they're basically taking themselves out of the running for any kind of competitive financial aid situations at other places.
So how should students manage their applications to other schools if they are applying early decision somewhere?
It makes sense for students who are applying early decision at a given school, and that applications typically due, if you're doing round one of early decisions, typically due November 1st, November 15th. Try to have as many of your other regular applications ready at that time as well. Because frankly, it's your plan B. If you apply early decision, the outcomes are going to be acceptance, you're all set, you withdraw the other applications. You have to withdraw the other applications. You can't let them ride to see what happens. You might be deferred, which means they're going to look at you again later as a regular candidate, or you might be denied. If you're deferred or denied in early decision, you become a free agent. So you're no longer obligated to that particular school where you apply to ED. And if you're a free agent, it's a good idea to have those other applications in the pipelines at the other schools at that time, rather than having to scurry at the last minute to get things sent out. So I recommend that even as an early decision candidate, and preparing credentials to submit by that deadline, you want to be making sure that the applications for your other top schools are ready to go as well, so that you don't have to try to do a lot of last minute preparation.